Good evening and welcome to the Nevis Newscast. Today is Tuesday, October 18th, 2016. I'm Fredicia Liburd. The opening ceremony of the second edition of the Nevis Travel Symposium of Romance, put on by the Nevis Tourism Authority, was held last evening at the Four Seasons Resort here on Nevis. Minister of Tourism, the Honourable Mark Brantley, was present at the symposium and delivered brief remarks.
We're so happy that you have come from far and near in order to experience Nevis and see all that we have to offer, and indeed to go back and to say to your clients, to say to your readers, to say to all of those whom you interact with, that you have been to what we consider a very, very special place.
Brantley stated that Nevis is the ideal place for romantic getaway.
For those who engage in romance, those who are honeymooners, those who are getting married, those who, like myself, have been married for a very long time and are constantly rekindling that romance, we think that Nevis is a wonderful place to be, where you can certainly learn about the island, but also rediscover yourself and rediscover your partner. And so we're really happy that you've come, and we hope that after this week, you will be experts on all things Nevisian.
Also addressing the attendees at the Romance Symposium was Premier of Nevis, the Honourable Vance Emery. He emphasized that the experience here in Nevis is one of a kind.
I believe that the sites which you will visit, the Cottle Church, the Montpelier, the Bath House, the Bath Hotel, the different locations and the wonderful restaurants which will be hosting you, which you will no doubt enjoy, that those are different from what you will experience even in our neighboring islands and Kitts. Because we want to keep our country as near to natural as possible in a modern era. And one of our mantras in promoting the Nevis tourism product and promoting the island is Nevis naturally. And I suppose down the road, Devon and the CEO, Mr. Philip, will perhaps add Nevis romantically, because we have to find a way of ensuring that people get the message that this country is a special place to visit.
The symposium runs from 17th to 21st October. While on Nevis, the travel professionals will have an authentic Nevisian experience from various presentations, dining, and site visits. Together We Can Build It is the theme for this year's Pink Lily Walkathon. Founder of the Pink Lily Cancer Care Foundation, Lee Paris Cambridge, spoke on how persons can register for Saturday's event.
We're registering tomorrow, the 19th of October, and Friday, the 21st of October. Memorial Square in Charlestown from 9 a.m. until 5 or 6 p.m. Breakfast ticket. That's a Pink Lily breakfast, which is a healthy Pink Lily breakfast, and a bright pink, as bright as this, t-shirt with our lovely message "Together We Can Build It" on there, and all our sponsors are on the back, and you have a chance of winning a prize. So if you're thinking of coming along, if you want to be the first lady, the first man, we have the first child, the youngest and the oldest participant. And always at the beach, we like to throw in a little bit. I bring some goodies from England, so I'll ask, have a little bit of a quiz, and so there'll be some prizes at the beach as well.
Paris Cambridge spoke about the route of the walk for this year's Walkathon.
We're starting at Chickenstone, which is our original location to start, and we're going all the way down the Island Main Road, through town, Samuel Hunkins Drive, around by TDC, and then onto the beach, and ended up at Sunshine's, which is our breakfast venue, which has been for all of our 9 walks.
The cost for registration for adults is $45 and $35 for children. Paris Cambridge also thanked the sponsors of the event, namely Sunshine's Bar and Grill, Montpelier Plantation Inn, Tropical Shipping in association with Delisle Walwyn, Digital Play, Scotiabank, and Nevlec. Section Head of Disaster Management Paul Martens visited the Federation yesterday, Monday 17th October, for a Tsunami Ready recognition verification visit.
I'm representing the regional intergovernmental group for tsunami preparation to see if the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis is ready for the reception of a certificate for the Tsunami Ready program. Due to that, this morning we visited St. Kitts. We spoke to the stakeholders on the island. We checked the programs, the maps, the locations of the safe zones, signage and what have you. And this afternoon we've done the same thing on Nevis. And thanks to due to the cooperation of both the governments of St. Kitts and Nevis, we were able to speak to the relevant permanent secretaries, the stakeholders, and the people that are actually in charge of disaster management, alerting the population what to do in the unlikely event we get a tsunami on our shores.
Martins also stated that he would be traveling to Trinidad and Tobago on Tuesday with regards to tsunami certificates.
On Tuesday, I will be reporting to the regional committee that is in charge of giving off the Tsunami Ready certificates, and hopefully on Thursday in Trinidad and Tobago at the Association of Caribbean States headquarters during the World Tsunami Awareness Day, St. Kitts and Nevis will be able to receive their certificate.
Martins, as well as Director of Nevis Disaster Management Department, Brian Dyer, Ivor Blake, Superintendent Lyndon David, paid a courtesy call to the Permanent Secretary in the Premier's Ministry, Wakely Daniel, as well as the Charlestown Police Headquarters. Still to come.
Now this morning, I will be handing over this envelope with the amount of over $200 from the school.
The details after this break.
As a responsible taxpayer, you help to finance free health care at all health centers on Nevis. Thank you for putting country above self. This message was brought to you by the Inland Revenue Department, Nevis. Be a responsible citizen.
Welcome back. The Montcroft Preparatory School this morning became the first school in St. Kitts and Nevis to contribute to the Pediatric Assistance League of St. Kitts and Nevis, PALS. The students of the school participated in the coin drive over the last few months, collecting and contributing 5, 10, and 25-cent pieces, which yielded over $200.
Last school term, we were on a coin drive collecting coins, 1 cent and 2 cents, but the students of this school went out of their way. Instead of just giving 1 cent and 2 cents, they gave 10 cents, 5 cents, quarts, and even dollars. And we were able to raise approximately $200 to give to the coin drive for the pediatric wards for St. Kitts and Nevis.
Giselle Matthews, president of PALS, accepted and thanked the students for their contributions.
We wanted to say thank you very much for making this donation to other children, because this money goes to help other children in St. Kitts and Nevis who need assistance medically.
Matthew explained that as a non-profit organization, PALS is committed to improving access to essentially needed medical attention to children of St. Kitts and Nevis.
Your school is a very good role model for other schools on Nevis and St. Kitts to show what few coins can do. Pennies, all the pennies add up. Okay, so hopefully you'll be a good role model and other schools would follow your lead and start to raise money for various charities by giving the coins that we take for granted, that are often just left on the counter or at home or in our pockets or purses. And they can come in very handy to help others in need, those who are less fortunate.
Representing the Ministry of Health was Permanent Secretary Nicole Slack-Liburd, who too was proud that the school was able to participate. Additionally, the PALS, following their acceptance at the Maud Cross Preparatory School, traveled to the Alexandra Hospital, where they made a presentation of 2 electronic devices needed for critical care of children. According to president of the organization, they have been in existence for just about 25 years in the Federation and are intent on making a greater effort to help children on Nevis.
Our main purpose and goal is to raise funds for children who need medical assistance abroad and cannot afford it. And that's one element of what we do. It's probably the biggest part of what we do, but we couldn't do it without the help of World Pediatric Project, who are our support partners. And without World Pediatric Project's assistance, we would never be able to afford the medical care that they are able to provide for these children. Major surgeries, missions to St. Vincent. Children have gone off to Virginia, to their hospital there, to Cayman Islands for heart. I think close to, I can be corrected, $5 million US dollars, spent on us in St. Kitts and Nevis alone. That doesn't include the region. So it is important that we support them, they support us, and we support you, the government, the Ministry of Health, because it is very difficult for governments to do everything. I think we all have to come together and assist, and that is where we're headed.
Their donation of the pulse oximetry and infusion pump was presented by PALS Treasurer Carolyn Chisholm to Hospital Administrator Gary Pemberton, who welcomed the very timely donation. He then handed it over to Dr. Cleo Smithen Romani, the pediatrician at the Alexandra Hospital.
Although it seemed like a very tiny device, is very vital in our continued effort to provide optimal care towards the pediatric population on the island. The infusion pump is a device that is used to administer fluids to patients in a very controlled manner, especially in very small amounts that normally cannot be administered via IV fluids. The pulse oximeter is used in very critical patients to check for the oxygen saturation in their blood. And these two devices are very, very much needed at the pediatric ward, where we do have sometimes some very dramatic cases.
Permanent Secretary of Health Nicole Slack-Liebert chaired the short ceremony, which was witnessed by Matron Diaz and Assistant Matron Scarborough, Assistant Administrator Marlene Jeffers, Medical Officer of Health Dr. Judy Nisbet, Health Administrator Shalissa Martin, and Jacqueline King from the World Pediatric Project. That's it for this edition of the Nevis Newscast. On behalf of all of us here at the Department of Information, I'm Fredisia Liebert. Thank you for viewing.